Okay, hello and good evening. It's Heather and Phil, and we are at the intersection of 8th Street and Cherry Street. We just ate at Goodfellows Pizza, and we didn't document it because we ate there just last week, so we shouldn't document it 2 weeks in a row. But now Heather is going to try to nail her bokeh shot for our live stream that's coming up soon. So I've brought lots of 1.8 prime lenses for her to use. I brought the 35, the 50, and the 85. So we're going to work on her prime shot, and I don't know what I'm going to work with. I've got the Fuji X-T3, and she has the Z50. So here we go. Woohoo! She did not woohoo. Woohoo! She woohooed. All right, well, it took us kind of a while to get going on Heather's bokeh shots, but once things got going, they definitely got going. And this is when I kind of discovered that I was going to be the subject of Heather's bokeh shot. And so as I posed with my Phil Thatch photography mask on, I tried to kind of look all tough and stuff, which is definitely not a normal look for me, but it was fun to pose that way for a few photos. All right, so we stopped at one of my favorite intersections, 8th and Market Street. Are we at 8th and Market Street? Yeah. 8th and Market Street, and I did some panning blurs while Heather's kind of deciding where she wants to go next. I'm really enjoying doing panning blurs. I've only been doing them for less than a year, and I really struggled with them at first, and I'm kind of starting to get a little bit better at them as I'm going along. It's just fun to get a sharp car, especially if you can see the person in the car pretty sharp and the background nicely blurred. And so it's fun to work on panning blurs, and I'm glad I was able to take a moment during Heather's bokeh photography to make these two. Okay, so we're at the intersection of Broad and 8th Street now, and Heather has been standing over here. Broad Street is wider than other streets, that's why they call it Broad Street. And Heather's been taking some pictures of me with the Z50 and the 50mm f1.8G. Broad Street is wider, so she's been shooting me from over there with the Tivoli sign in the background, and she had to turn off. She was struggling to get eye detect autofocus to work, but it's almost dark. So eye detect struggles when it's almost dark. So she put single point autofocus on and put the point of focus right in the rule of thirds, and then she just composed her shot with my eye right in the rule of thirds and made a bokeh shot. So now we're going to go to another alley. I like this one with the dark green background of the tree, and the tree is completely out of focus and bokeh-fied, and you can still read the Tivoli sign even though it's completely out of focus. So I like that as well. Good job, Heather. All right, we are here in the umbrella alley. Heather's still working on her bokeh shot. I like this one a whole bunch. I did help Heather a little bit with the composition on this one, but man, it's fun to do this sort of photography. A lot of people have photographed this umbrella alley, but I don't think I've seen anybody do it in a f1.8 bokeh sort of way until Heather decided to do a bokeh shot here. So good for you, Heather. Okay, we're up here on the top of the Millennium Bank City Park Garage. Right down here is Chestnut Street. That's the Reed House right there. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm gonna get my focus point on the Millennium Bank sign, which is on the roof of this garage right behind Heather, who's filming this. And I'm going to turn on a 2-second timer, get my focus, hit the shot, and I need to rearrange that massively. Let's do that again. Set a 2-second timer. Focus on the Millennium Bank sign. Start the shot, hold it out, and hopefully get the shot. That is the plan. We're right in the middle of Blue Hour, and there's some beautiful lights going across the street. So that handheld shot was 1/80th f4.5. Ooh, 6400 ISO. That's not good. Really need a tripod that hangs out in the middle of the road to make that shot work right. So I could shoot it much slower, like 2 seconds instead of 1/80th. But otherwise, it's kind of cool. The X-T3 did pretty good at 6400 ISO, and just to let you know, this parking garage that we were on the roof of is directly across the street from the umbrella alley. And as a matter of fact, you can see the lights of the umbrella alley kind of slightly to the right of the middle of the frame here. And I like the way this shot turned out. It was worth making it. All right, well, Heather and I have been hanging around up here on the top of the Millennium Bank City Park Garage in Chattanooga with the Reed House right over there, and you know, just all sorts of stuff right here. And it's been a struggle from up here. I tried to get a picture of Heather with the 55 to 200 with the dome building in the background, and there's just not enough light to focus. Now right here under this light, there's plenty of light to focus, but that doesn't line up for the shot. So I don't know, how many blocks do you think we are from the car?
Probably 4 or 5.
So we got to hike 4 or 5 blocks back to the car. I've put my 18 to 55 back on, so maybe we'll find something to shoot on the way back to the car. Okay, we're still up here on the roof of the City Park Parking Millennium Bank Garage, and right down that way, show them the lights, Heather. That's good. Right down there is all these lights draped across the road there on Chestnut Street, and I've been doing long exposures, f/16 13 seconds ISO 160 with the 18 to 55, and Heather showed me this picture that she found on Flickr earlier today. Ooh, there's a good one with a car coming, of the warehouse row sign all sharp and then zoomed and all sharp again. So what I'm doing is zooming it from 18 to 55 while the shutter's open with all those lights on the road, and it makes a pretty neat effect. So I'll show that to you now. So this is the shot I actually was setting up to make when I had my tripod way too close to the edge of the 5th floor of this parking structure. These Fujifilm lenses, this kit lens and the 16mm lens I have, both make really nice, if not large, light stars. So it's nice to take a photograph of lights going across the road. But this next shot, this is the actual exposure that I made during the video clip just a minute ago. And on this particular one, I left it at 18mm long enough to get a light star, and then I zoomed it to 55 and left it there long enough while the shutter was open to get a light star. So really neat effect. I've done this sort of a shot before where I've done a flash photo of someone with Christmas lights behind them and zoomed it quickly, you know, about a half a second. The flash would freeze the people, and then the quick zoom would make this sort of effect with the Christmas lights. But I've never done this without a flash before. Kind of a neat effect. I hope you like it. Meanwhile, while I was goofing around with that picture, Heather was just a few yards away from me taking a photograph of this light. There's a string of lights that go all the way around the top of that parking garage, but none of them are on. But Heather managed to get a really beautiful photograph of this light, nicely rule of thirds in the picture, with the lights that were in my previous picture down below, 5 stories down, or I guess 4 stories down, because they're 1 story above the road, beautifully bokeh-fied with the 35mm f1.8 DX lens. Well, Heather and I were pretty tired and pretty hungry, and we went to City Cafe. Never been to City Cafe. It's right here at the corner of ML King and Chestnut Street. Thank you, honey. And I had key lime pie, and Heather had what kind of Oreo?
Oreo cheesecake.
Oreo cheesecake. It was really good. And now we are full and we can walk. So I guess I'll vlog as I walk across the road. And anyway, while we were in there, I took a picture of Heather. Heather took a picture of me. We took pictures of our desserts. It was fun. Heather's got the 35 1.8 G DX on the Z50 right now, and I had the kit lens, the 18 to 55 2.8 to f4 kit lens on the X-T3. And anyway, we were tired and got to work early in the morning, so time to go home. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. We appreciate it. If you like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.